are watching the Screaming Fish once again, people, for yet another ranking video. And this time, since, you know, I reviewed Batman vs Superman, I thought, what the hey, why don't I rank all of the 8 Batman films I've seen? Now, first off, I picked the best Batman t-shirt I could for this. Second, I will not be including a Batman 60s movie for one simple reason. I haven't seen it. Okay? Don't judge me, I just have not seen that movie. I don't really plan to either, so if you guys are gonna be like commenting in the comments begging me to watch it, then unfortunately I will not do that for you. And nor do I really care about watching it. So without further ado, let's get on with it. This is Screaming Fish ranking all 8 Batman films I've seen, worst to best. Starting with number 8, Batman and Robin. Possibly the worst comic book movie ever made. There can be nothing said about this film that is good, mainly for its terrifically terrible script, horrible casting choices, and even worse performances. The fact that the Batsuit hasn't had nipples on it alone sums up how terrible this film is. And not only that, but this film would be the film that killed the comic book movie genre for years until Bryan Singer came along with X-Men and saved it. Thank you, Bryan Singer. Woo! So number 7, Batman Forever. Oh wait, hold on. Batman Robin gets a 0 out of 10. My bad, missed that. So anyway, number 7 is Batman Forever. Tommy Lee Jones as Two-Face may have been a nice addition, and Val Kilmer was okay as Batman. The story, though, was convoluted and cheesy, and I, for one, found Jim Carrey unbearable as the Riddler. Not to I mean, he was just so annoying, if you know what I mean. And not to mention Chris O'Donnell's stupid and whiny performance as the Boy Wonder, Robin. Need I say more? 3 out of 10? Ugh. So, number 6. We're getting on to the more better ones, at least. Number 6, Batman Returns. Tim Burton's versions of both Catwoman and the Penguin are flawlessly executed, and Michael Keaton, I think that's his name, is still fantastic as the Dark Knight himself. But unfortunately for me, while most saw it as a dark and gritty, well-written story, I found what looked like to be a Batman wet dream, with a version of Catwoman that was just too over the top for me. I mean, it just wasn't my taste, really. As awesome as she was, though, and for some reason, Penguin plans to take over Gotham City with an army of penguins. Brilliant! So, the first third was pretty good, I'm not gonna lie, but the rest of the film was a letdown. 5 out of 10. So number 5, this probably isn't that surprising, seeing as how I kind of gave my opinion on this and thought it was an underrated movie, but number 5 is Batman vs Superman: Dawn of Justice. While the film suffers from a less than stellar final act, too many unanswered questions, and the fact that Doomsday looks like an overgrown animated Ninja Turtle with superpowers, I actually found the film to be pretty good for what it was. The action sequences plus CGI effects are amazing, and the story was pretty well written for the most part. Not to mention our first big screen version of Wonder Woman, which was one of the best parts about it, and I've said this once and I will say it again, Ben Affleck is the best Batman actor we've ever had. While it is a good film in its own way, the biggest problem is that it feels more like a Justice League setup than an actual Batman vs Superman movie. 7 out of 10. So, number 4, people. Number 4. The Batman. I think it's just called Batman. Yeah. Tim Burton's first attempt at a Batman movie is arguably his best. From the dark tone to the fantastic performances from each and every one of the cast, most notably Jack Nicholson's Joker, it does have some dumb moments though, including the Joker dancing around in a hallway, but overall I thought it was a great movie. 8 out of 10. So, now we're on to my 3 favorite Batman movies, and this is pretty obvious, so yeah, you guys are probably gonna thinking, oh well, that was typical. But overall, I really don't care if you don't like my videos. So number 3, Batman Begins. This was the movie that finally gave us the Batman origin story we deserve. This was the Batman movie that gave us the story we deserve. This was the Batman movie that started the Dark Knight trilogy. Batman Begins is not only one of the best movies ever made, it's the show starter for one of the greatest trilogies of all time. While I find the Batman voice slightly irritating, the rest of the film was a blast from start to finish, and in particular, Ra's al Ghul and the League of Shadows are still my favourite Batman villains in the Dark Knight trilogy. Yeah. So, number 2, The Dark Knight Rises. A great conclusion to a great trilogy of films. This movie not only gave us the best on-screen version of Bane and one of the best superhero movie fights in history, but it also gave us a great story with the welcome return of the League of Shadows, and it was pretty cool to see Batman fight bad guys during a day instead of during the night like he usually does. 9 out of 10. And 9 out of 10 for Batman Begins, is just in case I missed it. So, number 1, The Dark Knight. Yeah, I know, obvious, but this is my opinion, so don't judge! Not only is this the best superhero film ever made, but it's also a great crime drama, with brilliant characters, memorable dialogue, and Heath Ledger's performance as the Joker, which, in my opinion, is one of the greatest performances in history. In fact, I take out back what I said about the League of Shadows earlier. The Joker is my favourite Batman villain of all time. The Joker is a fantastic villain, and a scary one at that, if not funny. Not to mention Christian Bale is still fantastic as the Bat himself, and The Dark Knight is still, to this day, one of my favourite films of all time. 9 out of 10. So, people, thank you for watching the Screaming Fishes ranking of the 8 Batman films I've seen at least, and hope you enjoyed it. And yeah, I told you, I said this once and I will say it again, do not plan to watch that 60s one again. And yeah, also about that Batman versus Superman theory vid, I'm just warning you, you guys will probably think I'm not making any sense when I say it, because I've actually got 3 possible theories. But I'll just share what I've got so far. So I'll see you guys later. Goodbye, and please subscribe.